One of the most interesting issues about the culture of self-preparation is how the single individuals, how much single individuals have an single abilities, skills. If there is just any kind of limits of the mind that a single person can have in one density of the brain matter, example, information of the knowledge or the memories. And simply, it would be that example of the individual is an impossible example to know every fact in the universe, or any fact that has the human ever created of the knowledge. Example, it's almost impossible that human have the same memory capacity than example is the current amount of internet, all the data in the internet itself. And this is because of using the density of the memory can't be only to maximum, and therefore there is clear limit of it. Obviously, these limits are in the whole human history have been less used in itself different periods of humans. But in the modern time, in a modern social structure with the high-end thinking, high-tech thoughts, and high-end cognition frequency, the information itself is important and it's been evaluated as a competitive advantage as a human sociologically, a competitive advantage. And any kind of this competitive advantage, having the more knowledge that these people flourish and the more are able to therefore survive and are reproduce for the next generation, and therefore this kind of the traits we might cause single individuals to get better over of their own position and a better conduct on the society, their own existence. And this persons therefore are refused are coded to the DNA and change it. But there is always a limit about progress and a limit about the ability that anything can have to be faced. One of the sessions is I've told here in the cognition limits and the limits of the things. One of the things is a limit simple to people read books. Single individual person have limits of the ability to do an action in the world. Obviously, the same kind of here, I have a limitation of my ability to say words in the front of the camera simply because faster the more energy it takes, but more also it takes the energy use of my lips and things and the speed of the other processes. In a general average time, all the kind of human cognition have been speeded up or the evolution. In a modern economic case, it always is a pure advantage towards the more complexity, towards more a faster speed of the rate of the different change, the change of the things. And this kind of speed might be meaning that the individuals who have a slower rate of the cognition and thinking. And it is all the people have a difference. All the people in general have a pretty much the same size when it comes of the body, and with almost 98% of all the people in the world are, when coming to adult persons, are in the size of the at last 3 times of the tallness or 6 times of the weight in the same size. And it almost included even not only just to the mature adult, but also even to the adolescents and younger ones. Therefore, meaning that the size and shape of the humans are pretty much the same universally. Humans have the same characteristic: the limbs, torso, the head, and the body itself. And therefore, the humans look like similar case, and human nature is pretty much similar. And this universal thinking is very heavily promoted by plenty of different universals, united or different persons, people's groups who themselves try to unify the world and unify the Homo sapiens, human beings, and the beings are similar. But the Homo human are similar themselves and phenotypical. Genotypical human have only marginal different kind of DNA genomes and differences between the different individuals, any kind of the tribes, races, between the different continents, any area in the world, between any human, the farthest remote DNA against any other human being DNA genomes. Therefore, every human have a pretty much similar kind of the pattern of all of the biology of the general. Biology of the human, therefore, is pretty similar between every human being existing. And therefore, every human being existing have pretty much the same optimal potentiality phenotypically to exist and to be able to be in any human exist in a modern world, and therefore doing the same things, having the skills to having the similar abilities of the normativity of anything that can be counted or to measure it of the human beings. And this kind of the normativity of the modern world is heavily suppressed by normativity theory of the consciousness, which therefore enforces superiority and finite and causality to the normativity is sense of the higher goodness itself. But that's enough of that about the page. Talk about the cognitivity abilities between peoples. And a person who had never read a single book in his entire life, compared to a person who has spent 500,000 hours reading books. It is depended in the first hour, 10 hours, 100 hours. And then it's how much, what kind of a book it is. If it's the same book, it's obviously different kind of books all the time. But how much, not only to read the books, but the perception to get in memory of it. And to get into, first obviously know in itself, that then it's a logical, cognitive, and more higher thought. Higher pedagogy to understand the issue, to understand the logic behind the words, linguistic, and the ideas behind what have been written in the texts. And the able of this also obviously reproduce the exact same text is a direct memory of the example text memory, or the logic behind of it, understanding what might be intelligence itself. The intelligence therefore able to understand the ideas would have been represented on those books, and therefore use it not necessary to know it, to have the knowledge of the knowing exactly every single word, the direction and the form it was written, or but the only important to know it, to excel the ideas and the information itself to the book was delivered, and therefore a repetition is unable to write again it, and it therefore interferes with the information what was said. And this kind of the ability that humans has definitely the development over the course of the time, and depending on the times of the peoples and cultures, where it's more having any kind of the importance over just as an advantage of any kind of the people beings. Advantage is something like the people have a value over the, I can value the people who are good to deliver more, create more, and higher control over other people's higher ability to achieve the goals and aims of the survivalist local extent to life, therefore, and abuse the just the getting more of the over the society hierarchy itself, is getting more of the other people's and able to influence of the as the creation of the thoughts and minds itself, and abuses the ownership over the things under its own so-called under its own ability to the control of the items of any kind of the types of objects, what is around of this person's own ownership and in the society structure itself. I'm using all of this as one of the point of the what is the cognition is. Cognition of is how many experiences people have, how many different variety amount of the experiences. The person never had example drive a car, ability to drive a car straight away is of use if the people have no idea what the car it is, or what's the point of the drive the car going into transportation, or the idea what is it takes, or any kind of the rules, or any kind of the hazards of the car driving. This kind of person have a disadvantage in real life to able to survive, or even manage to be able to feel if the people have no any kind of the logic behind of the whole the action to derive the psychological psyche itself, the idea of the whole car or driving of the about the car against the person in the modern world who obviously have and years and years have already experienced of driving cars in everyday use, and therefore this kind of cooperation is even so the person with any abilities and any experiences before and then there is also the other person any information before the car driving, any information you have not gained. It's important to separate the people's with the information they have to have experience with their life.